Hare Krishna, my dear Prabhus and dear Matajis. Good morning. It's been a minute. Hindi tayo nakita yesterday. Well, nakita pala tayo, magkaklase tayo yesterday. Those who have attended the class of Girdharis Swami Guru Maharaj. Yeah, that's my something kind of day goes by. I teach few classes, but I attend much more classes. Kasi we are forever students. So there's a lot of things to learn, especially in spiritual life, in Krishna consciousness. So, kamusta kayo? Marami pang assignments na hindi ko pa nababasa. Or nabasa ko na hindi ko pa nare-replyan. Thank you very much. So, we start by our invocation mantras to pay respect and obeisances to our spiritual teachers and to put our mood in the mood of surrender and mood of request, humility. Om Gyana Timirandasha Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaye Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Vanchakalpataruvyaschа Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So hello. Good morning. Hi kay Ben, Hare Krishna. Kay Rakta Ron, Hare Krishna. Chantal, Hare Krishna. Charles, Hare Krishna. Dave, Hare Krishna. Kay Dinero, Hare Krishna. Ali, hello, Hare Krishna. Good morning. KD, Hare Krishna. Kaiser, Hare Krishna. Nikki, Hare Krishna. Pascual, Hare Krishna. Si Pat, hello Pat, Hare Krishna. Raul Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Riza, Hare Krishna. And si Bhakta Kenny, Hare Krishna. So yes, bakit naging Bhakta or Bhaktin? Yesterday yung name. Bhakta or Bhaktin is a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga. So we address those who are not yet initiated as Bhakta or Bhaktin. Those who become initiated by the spiritual master or the spiritual master will give them the um, name of Krishna palagi or Srimati Radharani. Just like my name, Radha Charan. Radha is Srimati Radharani. Charan is the lotus feet. And Dasa is the servant. So I'm the loving servant of the lotus feet of the goddess, Srimati Radharani. So it will always help us remember Krishna if we have different names. Mostly his names, pastimes, expansions. So that's what the spiritual master is giving. So ayun yung Diksha Guru. If you could remember the fourth chapter ng ating Bhagavad Gita 4.34 Tad vidhi paripatena paripasena sevaya upadikshantate gyanam ganinastat padarshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render transcendental loving service unto him. Self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because he have seen the truth. So we have the Diksha and the Siksha Guru. So, today pala, kung magkataka kayo, I will not be using keynote kasi magkukuwentuhan lang tayo based on yung mga realizations ng bawat isa. So, yes, may Diksha Guru and may Shiksha Guru. Diksha Guru again is those who are coming from the um, Krishna and Guru and disciple line, or they call it parampara or sampradaya. So, tawag nila doon guru and disciple chain of succession. Chain, ibig sabihin connected lahat. And when one will be initiated by that guru to be in that line as well, that is the Shiksha Guru. Pero it's not just certification na you attend something, you'll be certified. We have to qualify ourselves with the sadhana, with the right mood, and the relationship sa Diksha Guru connection. And there is a Shiksha Guru. Madalas sila yung mga senior or kuya, spiritual kuya natin, senior God brothers natin. They will help us with such details. So hindi yung Siksha Guru could be many. The Siksha Guru is only one. So the movie, the Hare Krishna film, ano yun? Gusto ko yung kompleto detalye. The mantra, the movement, and the Swami who started it all. Yan, nabasa ko yung assignment ni Chantal. Yan. Hindi ko kasi kabisado yung title nun. Laging tawag lang namin doon Hare Krishna film. So it was made 2, 3 years ago yata. And of course, it's a work in progress. Um, Simula nung 60s, yung mga documentation na yun up until now. Basically, to answer the first question, the Swami's name is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He was born and named Abhay Charan, or ayun yung AC, Abhay Charan. Then he got initiated by his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So kasama siya dun sa family line. He was named Abhay Charanarabindam. Charan means lotus feet. So yes. Then when he became a guru, a sannyasi, that's our renounciant. So sila yung tinatawag ng mga swami kapag sila yung mga sannyasi. He was named Bhaktivedanta. Bhaktivedanta. Vedanta is scriptures. Those who masters and follows the Vedanta through the path of Bhakti. Vedanta, those who follow the scriptures in the path ng Bhakti Yoga. So he went to the West during the 60s. Perfect timing. It was the hippie times. Perfect place, perfect timing. Bakit siya pumunta doon? It was his spiritual master's instructions to spread Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking countries, to the West. Kasi the saintly persons in the India could notice na the world is becoming every year becoming so much deluded and illusioned by material um, energy, and they could not access these scriptures because of the language barrier. So Sanskrit lang madalas or Bengali lang madalas yung mga language ng mga scriptures. So they a lot of them are actually attempting pumunta na sila sa West, who try to share Krishna consciousness to others, but most, if not all, failed to do so kasi people are just deluded by material things. Ba't ako magpo-focus or magbibigay ng time sa spirituality? Diba? Eh, ang motto ng American Dream is be merry palagi. Kailangan masaya ka lang. Kailangan you have a nice roof above you. Puno yung fridge mo ng pagkain. Diba? You have a cold beer. You're happy. So, sino ba mag-iisip ng spirituality? It was a perfect timing, arrangement Sri Prabhupada. Kasi after ng mga war, then a generation after, people are just building their dreams, American dreams, houses, nice jobs, and all. Pero yung mga anak ng generation na yon, ayaw ng ganung buhay. They're looking for something new. And meron nagkakaroon na war in Vietnam War. Tapos require yung government na halos lahat or I forgot kung one family member ang kailangan umattend ng ng training for military para maka-attend sa war. So, maraming ayaw nun. They became, hippies. It's either makukulong ka or alis ka ng bansa. So, ayaw nila ng war. Make peace nga daw, not war. So, sila yung mga hippies. Even mga mayayaman, even mga educated, they don't like the war. And they're looking for spirituality. So, marami na rin mga yoga nuns, yoga sa America. Pero they cannot really find the answer kung bakit nila ginagawa yon. And they dub into psychedelics, yung mga drugs during that time. Kaya uso yung mga tie-dye and all. Yan. Yung mga hippie music. Kasama sila Beatles. So it was a perfect timing. People are looking for answers. Marami napunta sa India to look for spiritual teachers. But a spiritual teacher came to the West. That was Srila Prabhupada. So at first, tawag sa kanya is Swamiji. Pero he was, at later on, it was formalized kasi yung Swamiji, yung may G sa dulo or Prabhuji, yung G is informal. Like an endearment pero informal siya. So he was named after the name din ni guru niya, Srila Prabhupada. It is just means those who the lotus feet of a master where other masters surrenders. So Prabhu means master. So we call each other the male practitioner of bhakti. We call each other Prabhu as a form of humility. So I'm your servant. I call you Prabhu. And the girls, the females, we call them Matajis, the highest form of respect. That is mother. So no ulterior motives, with full respect. Sabi ko, Radha Charan, di pa ako wala pa akong anak, ba't tawag sa akin Mataji? It's a form of respect. Yan. So Prabhupada, kaya tawag sa kanya Srila Prabhupada. So ang pangalawang question is saan sila nag-first public chanting? It was in Thompson Square Park. There's actually a tree there. Hindi pa ako nakapunta, plano ko puntahan soon. Yung tree kung saan nag-chant si Srila Prabhupada, they call it Hare Krishna tree. Talaga may nakasulat doon. The government recognizes that. So they just chanted Srila Prabhupada, and hundreds and hundreds of PPs joined regularly. Actually, hindi sila naging interested kagad sa philosophy. Naging interested sila muna sa music. Wala silang meditation and yoga philosophy that time. At first, Srila Prabhupada was teaching Sanskrit. Pero very little lang yung interested. They love music. People love music. So they joined chanting the Hare Krishna mantra in that park. So ayun yung nangyari, that was 1966. And he was penniless. Pumunta siya doon sa West. Actually, ang sinakyan niya from India is the Jaladuta boat, a cargo ship. Hindi siya comfortable na mga cruise line. So mga cargos yung kasama niya noon. He got 2 heart attacks. Pero tinuloy-tuloy pa rin niya because it was the instruction of his spiritual teacher. So marami nagkuwento rito na gano'n yung um, scenario na most touching sa kanila. Sige. We have from hippies to happies. We have the chat box. Please type kung ano yung mga scenario dun sa film yung um, made you parang very heartfelt para sa inyo. May nagsabi kasi matanda na siya, ginawa pa rin niya yun. May nagsabi, um, wala siyang money, ginawa pa rin niya yun. So, one-liner lang. Let me see kung ano yung sa mga nanood ng film. You can type. I have my own realization din. Kukwento ko after ko makikita sa inyo. So yes, naggawa sila ng storefront. Meron silang place doon sa New York. They call it the Matchless Gift. Where people, it's a in Bowery. Bowery kasi yun yung mga, yeah, oo. Bowery kasi yun yung line kung saan yung mga hippies nandun. During that time, talagang drugs are sobrang dami and people are just lost. And he went, si Sir Prabhupada, pumunta siya mismo dun sa heart kung saan yung mga tao nandun, looking for Krishna indirectly. Yeah, naiyak ako nung ninakawan siya, yes. Ninakaw yung typewriter ni Sri Prabhupada. Kung saan niya tinatranslate yung mga binabasa nating libro ngayon. And he did not even get mad. Sabi niya dapat kumain siya man ng prasadam. What a self-realized soul. Sobrang sobrang compassion niya. Kasi alam niya yung mga batang to they're just lost. And actually, di ko lang po nasama sa story, nakalimutan ko yung film. Muntikan pa siya patayin ng isang hippie doon. He was so high, tapos he attempted to kill Srila Prabhupada. Sobrang high sila sa LSD. Ayan. He attempted to leave several times but didn't. He surrendered to Krishna, yes. He was thinking, oh, I tried this. Baka hindi na. I'll just try a little more, then I'll go back to Vrindavan, India. Mind you, he was living in a very sacred place in Vrindavan, a very sacred temple. He's a saint there. Diba? Everyone in Vrindavan is thinking about Krishna. Kumbaga, safest place. At 70 years old, pumunta pa siya ng West. So, grabe yung discomfort na hinarap niya. Just for the satisfaction ng kanyang spiritual teacher, spiritual master. Sabi nga, the instructions of the spiritual master, spiritual teacher, lives in the heart. Kahit yung body ng spiritual teacher is not here in the material world anymore, pero yung instruction na yun na yung life's purpose mo. So, tinuloy niya yun. So, yes, he surrendered to Krishna. Actually, nung on the way siya papuntang Boston, papuntang US, galing sa boat, inatake siya sa puso. He wrote a very beautiful poem asking Krishna na Krishna, you're the supreme controller. Please help me to become an instrument para maintindihan nila yung language na to. And sabi niya, you can make me dance whatever you like. You can use me as the instrument. Kasi yung success or failure kay Krishna salalay. So yes, also that he had standards for his followers in terms of the way they led their life, but he did not expect them to be perfect. Yes, yes. Spirituality, the practice of spiritual life have high standard, more than the standard na meron sa material life. The yama ni yama, the rules and regulations. Pero he was just so compassionate. It's not just going there, don't do this, don't do that. No. Just love Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna. Automatically, when one is being in relationship with Krishna, unti-unti madi-develop yung qualities na yun. Naturally. If you're chanting more, if you're getting to Krishna um, with a lot of endeavors and efforts, you're trying to love Him much more, automatic yung mga ibang bagay na mahirap i-give up, magi-give up nila. So mind you, halos lahat ng mga disciple niya, very little lang. Sobrang mga bata na to, mga to, teenagers, early 20s. Lahat sila into drugs. Legal pa yung LSD that time. Lahat sila into drugs. Pero unti-unti, nawala yung mga vices na yon. Kasi they find chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra much higher than these psychedelic drugs. In San Francisco, gano'n din, kasi New York then gumawa rin sila sa San Francisco. Mas grabe yung mga drugs nila do'n. Even heroin sabi nga nila once you tried, shooting heroin to your, veins, sobrang hirap na ihinto. A lot of them, easily, give up nila. Kasi they find something higher. Tawag nila do'n higher taste. Param dista ni Vartate, ay yung verse na yon. You cannot give up. 'Pag may bata, may laruan siya, hindi mo puwedeng hingin yung laruan niya. Iiyak yan, pagkukunin mo lang. Kailangan mong palitan ng mas magandang laruan. May drone ako para sa'yo, grabe yung mga laro ng bata. May drone ako para sa'yo. Makukuha mo na yung toy car niya kasi binigyan mo yung drone. Same thing, if you have the higher tastes, kung ano yung mga old habits mo, yung mga dating pinagkakaabalahan mo, mabilis mong i-give up kasi may higher na pinalit. And what's more higher than the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Krishna. Ano pa yung higher emotion and love doon? So, Srila Prabhupada gave them the higher taste. Yan. Sabi ni Franz, yung binibilin niya po sa guru niya yung mga students niya nung kailangan niya bumalik sa India after nung heart attack. Yes. He was so surrendered to his spiritual master. His spiritual master passed away decades ago. Pero he was still connected. That's how the love of or relationship between the guru and the student through the instructions. And yung language of love nila through service, devotional service. And yung humility na hindi nila iniisip na ako gumawa nito, ako nag-build nito, ako nag-establish niyan. No. A saintly person, a humble person always thinks, Krishna made me the instrument para mangyari to. It was his desire, Krishna's desire, and the Guru's desire. Sa sa modern world, lahat I, me, mine. Kung alam niyo yung kanta ng Beatles. Lahat I. I established this. I made this. Pinaghirapan ko to. Dugot pawis ko. Ako may-ari. Di ba? Tapos naka-center around them. No, this one is very different. Spiritual life, specifically Bhakti Yoga, is very different. He was gaining a lot of, during that time, he was gaining thousands of disciples, even popular ones. Some reporters are asking, even challenging him, is it true that you're the spiritual master of the world? Tatanong niya si Srila Prabhupada. Then sabi ni Srila Prabhupada, actually, I'm the servant of everyone. He was in that mode of humility. Na even yung fame, even yung success, hindi siya nakukuha nun. Hindi siya na-illusion nun. Hindi siya tawag nila doon, hindi na false ego. So we're aiming for that. Now, whatever happened, we are very steady, stable in humility. And surrender sa spiritual teacher. Yes. I came to your country single-handed with this pair of symbols. That's the kartals. Now, you're so many chanting Hare Krishna. That is my success. Yes. Marami nagtanong sa kanya kay Srila Prabhupada, Swami G or Srila Prabhupada, can you show us some mystic powers? Kasi uso nun, may napunta sa mga West, nagkapakita sila ng levitation, yung mga yogi doon, magpo-produce ng mga dust. And si Srila Prabhupada was not a fan of this one. It's from the scriptures that these are just fall down, mga fall down yogi, nag-show off. Kasi hindi naman yung goal ng mga yogi. Tatanong siya if he could perform mystic powers. If he could show to the reporters mystic powers. Sabi niya, look at these hippies. Now they are happy. Sobrang, sabi nga, the highest mystic, actually the greatest mystic is Krishna. Pero the greatest magic na pwede mo gawin is baguhin mo yung heart ng tao. Paano mo mabago yun? Positively, maging Krishna conscious siya. It's much more greater than may mga illusion na may mag-appear and disappear. Pero pag napalambot mo yung puso ng tao and make him Krishna conscious, that's the greatest magic. And isang part pa, when he went to London, um, as we know, India was conquered by British people for hundreds of years. Parang tayo, Spaniards for hundreds of years. Sila rin, ganun. But this one, mas maraming treasure yung India. Sinira nila yung mga temples, kinuha nila yung mga jewelries. Yung mga jewelries noon, makikita mo sa temples kasi they offer high standard sa mga deities sa altars nila. Ninakaw ng mga Briton yun. Pati yung mga deity altars nila, mga sa altar nila, mga deities, ninakaw nila. Saan nila nilagay yung mga to? Kinuha nila as their own um, wealth. Nilagay nila sa museum. Nilagay nila sa crown ng queen. So, ang dami nilang kinuha. Then, when Sir Prabhupada went to London, tinanong siya ng reporters, anong reason mo ba't nandito ka? What's your reason? Sabi ni Sir Prabhupada, I came here to give you what you forgot to get when you went to our country. Kasi yung mga tao went to India, a lot of them, even Alexander the Great, just to conquer the material wealth. But they forget to get Krishna. Kung ano yung pinakamakukuha mo in that land. Yung Krishna consciousness, nakalimutan nila. Parang ano lang yan eh, if you could remember si Duryodhan saka si Arjuna, they went to Krishna. We're talking about chapter 1. They went to Krishna, di ba? Tapos hinilot ni Arjuna sa paa si Krishna, si Duryodhan sa ulo. Tapos pinapili sila ni Krishna. May wealth, may armies, may weaponry, or me. Yung mga tao, para sila si Duryodhan. Kinukuha nila yung wealth lang ni Krishna, yung energy lang ni Krishna. Pero si Krishna nakakalimutan nila kunin. So that's what Srila Prabhupada gave to these people. He didn't took any of from them kasi he's a sannyasi, he's a renunciant. But he gave the greatest gift si Krishna. Yan. Single-handedly, kasi siya nga lang talaga mag-isa pumunta doon. With that age, imagine 70 years old. Riza, I like the part when he kept on going back countless times to the port, asking when the next boat will leave back for India because he was so close to giving up. But he never left. His love and devotion was greater than any challenges in the material world. Yes, sobrang totoo yun. Actually, during that time, when he went to the West, he just stayed for another 12 years before he left this material world. He circled the globe 14 times. Umikot siya sa globe ng 14 times. Even sa Manila, pumunta siya sa Manila. He was received by the hippie movement na Manila. Later, ano tayo palagi? Late tayo palagi. Patapos na yung hippie doon sa US, tayo possible pa lang. He went here also sa Intercon sa Makati. Tapos in different places then he went to Japan. So inikot niya yun, 12 years. But before that, hindi siya madali bago siya mag-take off yung Krishna consciousness. There was a lot of challenges talaga. But he remained surrendered kay Krishna and kay spiritual master niya. So same thing, we will have much more challenges sa buhay. What yung anong bagay lang na meron tayo is determination. Sa chapter 2, verse 14, Vyabhasa Yatmika Buddhir, Ekaha Kurunandana. Yung resolute means extreme determination, unflinching faith. So we should have that, unflinching faith and love para kay Krishna na kahit ano yung ibigay sa atin, kayang-kaya natin. Hindi tayo basta-basta madadala. He's a true epitome of servant leadership, of course. The leadership, if you read the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, all the leadership books na pwede mo mabasa. Before I was into that, a lot of leadership books. Pero mababasa mo talaga yung leadership in um, s- spiritual books, in the scriptures. It was there. Because the kings are saintly kings. The kings dati is not just small-time kings. Sila yung mga emperors. Imagine kung gaano kalaki yung responsibilities nila. Gaano sila ka-virtuous. Functioning high on the low level. Functioning low on a high level. Yes, that's very true. Kaya we need to do our sadhana to just stay high even on our lowest level. Pero yung consciousness natin, yung mind natin, is there. Compared to opulent life, pero the way of thinking in the consciousness is just animalistic. So we could opt to be on the simple living, higher thinking. So ang gaganda ng mga points kung ano yung nag-touch sa atin. Sobrang, I'm happy to hear that. Sobrang totoo and sobrang um, actually main lesson for me is yung gratefulness natin sa ating mga spiritual teachers. If Sri Prabhupada didn't went to the West, even the yoga asanas wouldn't that be, and even the vegetarianism or veganism would not be for popular around the world. Hindi siya basta-basta mga practice sa buong mundo. Even the yoga asanas. Those who attended yesterday's class with Kiridari Swami Guru Maharaj, they were the one, disciple pala sila ng Srila Prabhupada. And they went to the East, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines for the longest time, early 80s pa lang. So actually sa Hong Kong, sila yung nauna na magtayo ng mga yoga studios doon. They call it International Yoga Institute, IYI. So it was the Hare Krishna who popularized the yoga. They use it to jumpstart people para maging interested sa yoga and go deeper into spirituality. And of course, maraming students na gumawa, maraming grupo na rin yung gumawa ng mga yoga studios. Yan. But it was Srila Prabhupada also very, um, how do you call this, helpful to spread this Krishna consciousness and the spirituality, even the yoga. So we're just grateful, very grateful. And from the group that he made, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, marami rin dun yung mga nagawa ng sarili nila. Out of ISKCON, there was this group um, na meron sa Singapore, meron sa Philippines, and other places. But still, the biggest functional preaching or spreading of Krishna consciousness being made around the world until now is ISKCON. How did ISKCON came to about here in the Philippines, Prabhu? It was Srila Prabhupada who assigned his disciples to go to the west, to east, to the Philippines. Then, nag-establish sila dito sa Manila. Unfortunately, um, those leaders na pumunta rito made their own and accepted disciples kahit buhay pa yung guru nila. It was a no-no sa scriptures. And then they named their group a different name. So Srila Prabhupada sent another sannyasi of his disciple. Then they went to Cebu. Sa Cebu first na may established temple, yung ISKCON. So it was in the 70s I believe. Early 70s. So doon pumunta yung ISKCON. Then um, during the 80s, ayun na nga, my spiritual master, Giridhara Swami Guru Maharaj, was sent here as well, together with other disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So hanggang ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa yung ISKCON all around the world. ISKCON was just established almost 60 years ago in paper, legally. But the practice of Krishna consciousness has been eternally there. It was just written as a legal entity 60 years, almost 6 years ago. So ayun yung mga nagtatanong, "Oh, bago lang yung ISKCON, na how can you say na yung scriptures niyo or yung inaaral niyo is, the oldest or ancient or galing kay Krishna?" Just the name, ISKCON, when they organized that, kasi ginawa siyang international with different over 60 or over 80 languages na translate yung mga scriptures. So that was ISKCON, and you'll get to know better as we study Srila Prabhupada's life and as we get to know yung mga disciples niya. Most of his disciples are, not all pala, not most pala. Few of his disciples are now gurus as well. They are initiating gurus, just like the one you met yesterday, His Holiness Giridhara Swami Guru Maharaj. I am actually arranging some, um, they call it darshan or meeting with him from some of our students. It doesn't mean na guru mo na siya or disciple ka na niya. But to just get a chance to meet a spiritual person, to get to receive advices and encouragement in spiritual life is just very rare. So if you want to meet him, you can arrange. Let me know. Via Zoom lang, 'di ba? Kasi new normal ngayon. But soon, in person, we'll meet. He's actually here in the Philippines. Dito siya na lockdown. Although palagi naman siya nandito. Yan, doon siya sa may, hindi niyo makikita eh. Next time, i-tour ko kayo dito sa ano, mag-Facebook live tour tayo dito sa village. So yes, that's our review sa ating film, the Hare Krishna film. I'm happy to read and to know yung mga realizations ninyo. We'll go a little bit. Still have time dun sa discussion yesterday. So it was um otherworldly. It was the topic of creation. Hindi katulad nung inaral natin sa school na Big Bang Theory, may sumabog na tapos andyan na yung universe. So this is coming from the scriptures, the creation. Basically, paano naging interesting to? There were two scientists. Um, Kasi nung lumabas yung mga theory ng mga Big Bang or nangyari yung universe, yung creation is just a chance na may sumabog, may nagbanggaan na planets and all. Maraming nagdi-debunk nito. Actually, man nagdi-debunk na 'to, theory pa rin yun hanggang ngayon. Pero maraming scientist na fanatic. And there's this one scientist na gumawa siya ng model ng universe. A very great specific model ng mga planets sa kanyang laboratory. Like, hindi lang sa diagram eh. Like, 3D talaga siya na makikita mo all around in different direction. Then, he invited yung mga scientists na who are believing na Big Bang lang yung creation. Sumabog lang din. Tsamba na naging na-arrange yung planetary system. When he invited those scientists who are believing that theory and pinakita niya yung model niya ng universe sa laboratory niya, they were surprised. Sino gumawa nito? Napakadetalyado, napakaganda. Sino gumawa nito? Sabi ng scientist na gumawa nun. Wala. Sumamba lang yan dyan. Biglang nagkaroon ng appear lang. Sabi ng mga scientist, imposible eh. Hindi pwedeng tsamba lang to. Ang ganda ng pagkakagawa. We know na may gumawa na ito. Obvious naman, di ba? This scientist is making his point na even this universal model ng planetary system, ng cosmology, ayaw nila maniwala na tsamba lang. Model lang yun eh. Napakaliit lang nun. It's not even functioning na may mga axis and rotation. Pero these same people who are believing the whole universe is made out of a Big Bang. So he's making his point. So same thing. It will never be just like tsamba lang na may sumabog or ganito nangyari sa creation. Tapos bigla, ayun na, high functioning na siya. Tapos there's life. In the scriptures, it was discussed yesterday, those who mga umabot, it's a little bit high philosophical topic, pero you can read that in Srimad Bhagavatam, very detailed. Si Krishna yung knower ng scriptures, siya rin yung gumawa, siya rin yung magkukuwento. Kinuwento niya kung paano, very detailed. Ano yung planetary system, paano nagsimula. So, it's coming from his expansion. Sige, i-ano natin. Sige, sino ba interested dito sa creation? Hindi ko alam eh. Or it's too much of philosophical topic. Raise your hands kung gusto niyo malaman yung mga ganitong story. Interesting. Yan. Philosophical matuteo talaga kayo. Hindi niyo lang gusto yung music sa pagkain. Pero papag-usapan din na, magkakatopic din tayo ng music and food. Pero we'll talk about, sige, since mga grace ang hands, most of you. So si Krishna, merong spiritual world. May nagtatanong, bakit ginawa ni Krishna yung material world? It is for the main reason na we wanted it. Kasama natin si Krishna sa um, spiritual world, but we have desires to enjoy material life. So sa atin nagsimula yung desire na yon. And since si Krishna yon, um, he's giving he's fulfilling our wishes, desires. That's why material world was there. So we have to be sent sa material world. So he expanded himself in different forms. Lord Balaram, tapos yung four expansions, Sankarshan, Aniruddha. Anyway, after nun is nag-expand na siya kay Mahavishnu. So, yung mali sa CB ka natin or ano ba yung mga subject natin nung high school? Um, Asian history, parang ganon. May mga ganon na binasa namin yun doon. I was practicing Krishna consciousness that time. So, mas natandaan ko siya. Na they're saying, si Krishna nanggaling kay Vishnu. Pero baliktad. Krishna's two Bhagavan Swayam or lahat ng scriptures nagsisimula sa Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudev is Krishna. So it just means na lahat ng demigods, planetary systems, lahat ng energies is galing kay Krishna. Just 5,000 years ago, bumabalang si Krishna as himself. So yan, sige. Si Mahavishnu is one of his expansion. Pakita ko yung share screen ko pala sa inyo. Kala ko nakikita nyo na eh. So this is Mahavishnu. Si Mahavishnu, he's in the Yoga Nidra, spiritual slumber. It is not a material sleep. Yan. So kada mag-exhale siya, lumalabas sa kanya sa pores niya and sa breath niya, countless universes. Ayun yung bawat bilog sa universe yan, parang egg. Sabi kung gaano karami to, if you have a paper bag, hindi paper bag to pero it's a bayong. Kunyari paper bag to. Punuin mo to ng mustard seed. Mustard seed is sobrang liliit. Ganun kadami daw yung universes na lumalabas sa pores, saka sa breath ni Mahavishnu. Kada exhale niya lalabas, kada inhale niya papasok. Creation, annihilation. So that's how time sa kanya, kaiksihin time para sa kanya. Same thing, in our body, maraming bacteria dito na seconds lang nabubuhay, oras lang, or araw lang. Or even the dog, 7 years, 13 years is long for them. Pero in that span of time, kompleto na yon. Nagbinata na yung asa mo, anak na yan, naging lolo na yan, diba? Nagkasakit siya, tumanda na siya. So same thing with all bacteria, ganun din. Ganun din yung mga yung mga entities na mas matanda sa atin, like the trees, the whales, diba? Mamamatay tayo sila, nagbibinata pa lang din. So same thing, in that span of time, kay Mahavishnu, inhale and exhale, lalabas yung universes. So puntahan natin ito yung isang bilog na to, ha? So si Mahavishnu, nag-expand din siya sa isang Vishnu, kung sino nandito sa loob. So puntahan natin yung isang ito, Maha. So, yan yon. This is Mahavishnu. This is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, sorry. Another Vishnu. Garboda is the ocean. So yung universe na yun may half water. That is the ocean. Garbodaka Ocean. Nakahiga si Vishnu doon and kasama ni si Sesha. Si Sesha, siya yung original, siya si Patanjali. Nag-reincarnate si Sesha, yung snake, into Patanjali, kung saan nanggaling yung Yoga Sutras. Tapos si Lakshmi, incarnation din siya ni Srimati Radharani. From his navel, ni Garbhodakasha yung Vishnu, lumabas si Lord Brahma, yung four-headed Brahma. Tapos in-instruct siya ni Garbhodakasha yung Vishnu na mag-create ng mga planetary system. So yung planetary system na yun, sobrang detalyado. We have the heavenly planets, hellish planets, 14 planetary system. So it just means yung heaven saka yung hell na yan, so ito yung planetary systems. So yung heaven saka hell na yan is part ng one universe. Maliit, no? Malaki natin. Heaven and hell is part still ng material world. Ay, ang ganda ng view na to. Yan, yan. This one universe. So this is Garbhodakashay ocean, Garbhodakashay Vishnu. Sa gitna tayo, nandun yung Earth. Upper dyan is kung saan nakatira yung mga, pwede siyang gawing, sakit lang, ginawa ko high res. Yan, kitang-kita. So, higher planetary system, middle planetary system, dito yung Earth. Lower planetary system, andito yung different hell yan, lahat hellish planet, lahat heavenly planet pataas, mga demigods. Yan. Then nandito yung Earth. So lahat yung heaven saka yung hell nasa material world pa rin. Tapos si Vishnu, nag-expand pa siya ng isang beses pa. Siya yung sumasama sa atin every lifetime natin. Nasa heart natin siya. He's called Kshirodakashayi Vishnu or Super Soul or Paramatma. He is the Krishna within us. Pero hindi tayo si Krishna. We're the soul and may si Krishna as Vishnu kasama natin sa heart. So that's the story of creation. Marami ginawa si Lord Brahma dito. Marami siyang prachetas or progenitors. And from him, lumabas din si Lord Shiva. Kaya tinawag na creator si Brahma, pero secondary creator lang siya. Si Shiva, kaya siya tinawag na destroyer kasi pag sumayaw siya, annihilation na nung universe. Inhale na uli si Mahavishnu, tas exhale siya uli. So very detailed to. It is called the Vedic cosmology. If you want to watch this, meron ako link sa na-upload ko sa YouTube. Pinanood ko na kala Raul Prabhu. If you want to watch this, I'll send it sa group. Very detailed. And that is the creation. Sabi nga sa discussion yesterday, si Krishna, hindi siya nagpakapagod para gawin yung mga yon. Kasi he's the all-powerful one. Tinignan nga lang niya with his side glance, na impregnate na yung material world and nandun na yung mga entities, yung mga souls na gusto mag-spend ng life or ng time sa material world. So still, yung form ng yoga is to realize all these things. Sa yoga ladder, sa 8 limbs of yoga, ang nauso lang ngayon is yung asana. Sobrang liit lang niya. That is just one form. Sabi ni Raul, sarap panoorin nung Vedic cosmology. Yan. Kahit ilang beses pa. Sige. I'll share it to everyone. Actually, nasa YouTube channel yan. In-upload ko. So that's the purpose of yoga, to escape this material world para mo bumalik kay Krishna. So, pakita ko yung ano, may isang ano rito si Krishna. May isang illustration. Yan. So, this is the illustration. Show ko sa inyo. So, sa maraming universes, yung pinakita natin, isang universe lang yon. So, there's unlimited universes. Pero, still, this universe is very little percentage sa buong creation. And we have the spiritual world. Nandito sila Krishna. Tapos, yung mga impersonalists, yung na gusto pumunta sa light, sa nothingness, hanggang dito lang sila sa gitna, Brahmachuti. They go to the light, the nirvana. Ito lang yon. Hindi sila makakatawid sa spiritual world kasi impersonal sila eh. Although dito sila, ito yung ilaw ni Krishna. Effulgence ni Krishna. Effulgence ng spiritual world. Tapos bababa uli sila sa material world. Pero ang Bhakti Yoga will go further. Even nandito ka sa material world, when you're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you're connecting to Krishna, to the spiritual world. Automatic na yan. Kasi the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is coming from the spiritual world, Radha and Krishna. So ano yung mga ginagawa ni Krishna dito? Ano yung gagawin natin pa niya sa spiritual world? That we will discuss soon. And if you're reading Krishna book, some of the pastimes that are there are eternal. Nangyayari yun sa spiritual world then. So that's, hopefully, um, we gave justice sa creation ng onte. Kasi mahabang discussion yan. In the scriptures, it was discussed. Books after books after books. Details after details after details. Kung paano yung history ng creation, kung sino yung mga tao na una, naka-detailed yon. Family tree kung saan galing kay Lord Brahma, yung mga anak niya, kung paano umabot hanggang kala Krishna, naka-detailed yon. So that's how the yoga is. Hindi lang siya asanas or hindi lang siya breathing. Kasama na yung Jnana Yoga, understanding this. But most importantly is the Bhakti Yoga. How to escape this is just the power of love para kay Krishna. So maraming salamat sa ating kwentuhan from recent years na nangyari kay 50 years ago from Srila Prabhupada's. And umabot tayo dun sa creation. And mahabang usapan yan. If you have some question, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Pero bago ang lahat, picture muna tayo. I also want to hear how's your impression bago kayo umalis today. How's your impression sa lecture ni Guru Maharaj yesterday? So bago kayo umalis, after natin picture, please type. How's your impression? Was it too deep for you? Was he intimidating ba? Was he just like, na-awestruck ba kayo? Let me know. So, please open your camera. Uy, si Jonah. Hi, Jonah. You're there. Hare Krishna, ating mga Radha Yoga Matajis. So, yung mga pinost natin na Radha Yoga, these are students from the first and second batch ng mga yogis. They got together, form a yoga group. And you can attend their class. They posted. Hare Krishna. Yan. So you can attend their class. You can see the details sa group natin. So picture tayo everyone, count of 3. 1, 2, smile. One more, 1, 2, 3. So maraming salamat everyone. Bago kayo umalis, I want to see or your reflections, how yung impression nyo sa class yesterday, yung mga umattend. Yan. With Guru Maharaj. Yeah, please type. Pwede nyo i-private up. You just click to and type my name if you want it privately. But those na kailangang umalis na, please, 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 doble ingat. Um, complete your rounds today. Finish your book reading, your sadhana, and be Krishna conscious. You can share Krishna to others by your actions. Maraming maraming salamat. I'll see everyone tomorrow morning. So if you want to stay, we could talk much more on these topics. And please, please, I want to hear and see yung mga realizations about yesterday. Kasi um, there will be another class from Guru Maharaj sa Sunday. If you want to join, let us join it. Oh, yes, yes. Wala tayong replay for yesterday kasi hindi ako nag-record. Na-record ko lang half. Pero Sunday may discussion pa. It was actually a deep topic lang. Pero there is much more na much relatable. Sumakto lang yung topic natin doon is much more in that detail. Yan, maganda yung sinabi ni Riza. 4 pillars of spirituality. There is the truthfulness, mercifulness, cleanliness, and saglit lang ah. Truthfulness would be sa gambling. Mercifulness would be sa imitating. Cleanness would be intoxication. Ano nga ba yung pang-apat? Sige nga, sino yung makakatandaan ng pang-apat? Ayan si Sha, saka si Jonah. Help me, ano yung pang-apat? Austerity. Yan, ang galing ni Riza. You took note ah. Austerity, yes. So these 4 actually is the pillars of spiritual life. If the society have these 4, the world will be better. Pero unti-unti nadudurog na yung mga pillars na yun. Isa lang natitira, truthfulness. Pero yung truthfulness na yun, hindi na rin lahat ng tao truthful ngayon. That's why there is 4 regulative principles for the yoga yogis, especially the yoga teachers. We must do the 4 regulative principles. Austerity, cleanliness, mercifulness, and nawala tuloy isa. Austerity, cleanliness. Type nga natin para hindi mawala. Cleanliness, austerity, mercifulness, saka, and cleanliness, austerity, mercifulness. What's the other one? Nawala yung isa, no? Kanina kompleto na eh. So, yan yung 4. And that's the reason bakit may 4 regulative principles. Ayun yung sinasabi ni truthfulness. Ayan, truthfulness. Ayun yung sinabi ni... Saan na yan? Yan, si Chantal. Na hindi niya in-expect na agad-agad gagawin ng mga disciples nito. Hindi niya even pinilit eh. Pero naturally, lumabas na lang siya. When one is chanting Krishna's name, automatically, mas madali sundin itong mga to na hindi mo pipilitan. There will be some na may mga attachment, pero normal na. Mag-give up natin yung mga old habits kasi we have the higher taste, which is Krishna. So more topics pa tayo regarding this um, creation and paano tayo mas magiging Krishna consciousness knowing this. And paano rin tayo mas magiging Krishna conscious knowing our spiritual teachers in that line, our gurus, spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, and others. So, andun lahat yon. It's part of the spirituality. It's building the foundation. When we have a strong foundation sa ating spiritual life, kumbaga sa building, sabi nga nila, hindi ko alam eh, sino may architect ba rito or engineer? 20%, 20 to 30% ng gagastusin mo for constructing an establishment, a building, is sa foundation. Minsan 40% pa nga daw. Pero yung foundation na yun, hindi nakikita yung pundasyon. Spiritual life is like that. We're building a strong foundation. So we could practice much more. And whatever calamities na dumating, mas kaya natin. Di tayo basta-basta mag-give up. Just like what Srila Prabhupada did. On an advanced age, walang resources, walang support, he continued and succeeded to spread Krishna consciousness to others. So thank you very much, my dear ones. Maraming salamat. Hare Krishna, Riza Mataji, KD, Charles, Dave, Raul, Ben, De Niro, si Fran, si Pascual, Hare Krishna, Kaiser, Pat, Sha, Jonah, Hare Krishna. Yan. So if you miss the class, meron pa tayo sa Sunday with Guru Manoj. And if you want to meet him, let me know. We can arrange a meeting for you. Si Jonah, next ka Jonah. Let me know if free ka sa Saturday. May nakakuhanap akong schedule niya sa Saturday. Hare Krishna, my dear Prabhus and Matajis. Please chant your rounds and be happy. Yes, I'll send the link. After nato, i-send ko agad yung link ng Vedic Cosmology sa group natin. Yes, Charles. High five, everyone. Hare Krishna.